Moshi! Good morning. Start of new expansion. For me, not for you people. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's people who haven't even started the game yet. But for me, it's new. Dawn Trail is what all the other cool kids are playing. But not me. Shadowbringers. We'll get there. Maybe today. I really need that... We'll do it live. Fuck it. Fucking thing sucks. I need that as a thing in my life. I also sent you the instructions. Ooh, I love instructions. What type of instructions? I love how I'm treated like a small child of just I can't be trusted to do anything. After I hit the play button, okay? And see the SE logo. There's a movies and titles section. Where are the titles? Titles. Select that and select Shadowbringers when you're ready. Obviously. You know, I look forward to fucking that up royally. Let's do this. Hopping on in. How are you, biscuits? How are things? I've decided to get rid of that NVIDIA overlay. I was more annoyed how often it popped up for games I didn't have it applied to. Oh god, it's already... So okay, movies and tittles. And then Shadowbringers. You can also just wait a sex. I love waiting for sex. It'll autoplay. Fantastic. I was a little worried that it wouldn't know. And then I'd have to like do it manually. You know how much I hate doing things manually? It's terrible. Let's see if you're gonna be right though. This does, I like the colors already. That really looks nice. I honestly don't think it used to be this way. I think you used to have to manually set it up. You might have to. Now, do they like update these trailers and demo things or no? Or like they stay the same all the time? There we go. Oh, I should probably hit a button and hit escape or something again, right? I'll shut up now. They're always the same.
How many years have come and gone since that day? How many years have I waited for this moment?
I remember that happening.
That stood alone against the storm. The one they called the Warrior of Light.
I really like the look of the generic Warrior of Light. Your everyday human. It hits the spot. I think it's the hair. Isn't that like just like a puntable little enemy? Apologize if it's getting too loud, but
What sayest thou, Master Matoya?
I'm afraid of touching something.
We may accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am not wont to run from my troubles. Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
Ah, the fat cats. That's great.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better.
Has Thancred always been a
I'm not
Gunbreaker,
going
sorry.
anywhere. I promise you, Minfilia.
promised Infilia? Is that the name I heard? Oh, I forgot about that. Like, these are all things that I take for granted.
This tragedy, greater even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone. If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. Become what you must. Become the warrior of darkness.
He's so dreamy. So was this? You said bunny race and dancer job. That was pretty good. I was gonna say what I really like there. When they do portray like the warrior of light guy, him switching jobs on the fly, like very pertinent to like the actual gameplay of what you do, right? Like, I mean, not that you can switch on the fly like he can, but pretty much, you know, you can choose what you want to play, and him swapping into different things to fight some type of I don't know, angel of death, perhaps. So now here's the problem. We're not really a problem. I mean, I don't foresee it as a problem, but I'm just so, like, I discussed this the last time. I'm not feeling red. Like, I'm not really feeling any of the classes that are currently level 70. And unfortunately, like, the real only change, like, you know, like, yeah, like, I might just start up with Gunbreaker fresh. It's closer to 70. Might just do something a little bit different. But if I wanted to play something different, I gotta put the work in. You know, I'd like to probably be Dragoon. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. But we'll have to deal with that as we go forward. But we'll certainly see. So what you said do is start it with the Red Mage and then come in on your off time and get something else up to snuff. Is even like Gunbreaker, even if that's level 70, is that gonna hurt? Yeah, like, I obviously gotta pick something. I assume I'm going to be getting some new, just like any MMO, you get handed adventure gear, usually relatively quickly, for your new level 70 stuff, right? Like, it's gonna be a nice little set probably, and we can go back. And also, I think I did get some things. Maybe not there. Pay no attention to any of that. Depends on what level the first dungeon instance trial. It might be 70, 71. Okay. X does nothing. Oh, I thought I would have had some new gear. I thought that's fine. Anyways, I liked my Gunbreaker. What is the adventure plate? Do I have any glamour plates that look nice? I don't think I really made one for a. I mean, that's nice, but that's more warrior-esque. In which case, you'd be tanking all new content. You assume it's up to you. That's my one setback of stuff like that. Oh, that could be pretty. That's Bard? Oh, okay. I don't have pants there. And naked. I'll just run with what we got. We'll see. I mean, it's not that I'm not... I know what I'm doing type of thing, but it's just new stuff and how much they really throw at you. Regardless, let's get into it. The circus trench? The Cypress trench? Ooh, he card read good. I mean, we're already gonna get a weapon right off the hop, so that is good. Tatru is itching to share what appears to be good news. Start spreading the news. Good news, Bastion. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollowed ground at the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found when the ironworks and the sun's not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there. Checking under the rocks and peering into every nook and cranny, it still sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. I would do what you can to get levels in a different DPS class in your off time. Log in, do all your roulettes type of thing with a class you need levels in. What you can do at some point today if you want. I don't know how long. I mean, that's the thing. We'll sort of see where we get, and then like I think Dragoon's the easiest. I mean, I really have small amounts of options at the current time, but Dragoon is fun too, though, right? So, well, sounds like we better go and give them a hand then. My thoughts exactly. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner we can travel to wherever it is this mysterious voice is coming from. Just make sure you're also doing your job quest too, because you'll unlock certain abilities with those. Oh god, I probably do have some things to do with Gunbreaker. And the sooner we can work out to help out our friends, we have to make a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again, meaning we have no time to lose. There's a boat in North Silvertier waiting for ferry people on the site. So let's be on our way. Yeah, it'll say up, well, I mean, I guess wherever you put your quests, but it will, yeah, so for better, for worse is the Gunbreaker. So I do have it. So it's a level 63, so I am well below of doing some of those things as well, which sort of will suck. Regardless. Exit. Like, will that be a problem going, like, say, into the first dungeon? I assume you probably get something relatively pretty good at, like, level 70-ish, which, you know, probably doesn't help me. But off we go. It's highly likely that you would get something at level 70 or in between. Yeah, probably would be my guess. 65 and then maybe 70. They tend to be pretty close to, like, differing levels near and around there, but yeah. Like, the thing is, just it's one of those weird things where it's just time, right? Like, I'd love to play a lot more games. It's just you know, like, I mean, you know, this week is a great streaming week, but not a great week for playing anything else, unfortunately. And I really should have played Pokemon last night. I had high hopes for the Edmonton Oilers, not really, but I mean, like, Jesus Christ, what a waste of watching hockey. But at least hockey's now over, so I've lost interest. Heading to the survey site, sir. It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and swiftest way to get there is by boat. So take the boat. Your first thing in Shadowbringers is level 71 and isn't for a while, so you have some time to get something up to snuff by then. Okay. So pretty much story-wise, I mean, outside of that killer trailer, is everyone's been going down for a big nap. Except for a few people, and we all hear a voice, and we're sort of trying to figure out why that happens, and that's pretty much it. The Empire has sort of been snuffed out a little bit. There are, of course, you know, the Empire is always still going. There's still, like, the crazy guy that looks freaky with that can make himself into multiple things, and then there's the boss guy, so he's still around, and there's lots of things. Look how many people there are.
Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
All right.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour.
Biggs! Where's Wedge? There he
We
is.
found bugger all without you.
Biggs! Wedge!
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called it the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
Where? So what else was new for this expansion?
I'm not seeing anything out here.
The bunnies or the Vieras, the dancer class. Is there a new continent, a new land? Oh, we'll see. Okay.
Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist
I
is
do like
not afraid
that
to get her hands dirty.
that armor set. It does look nice. I like looking like a complete person. You know, I like looking the part.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet.
You look
so
pretty
we're
fly
not
for a
supposed to venture
bun
too
guy.
far.
Doom, 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 doom. Weird Al should get on that, right?
What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Not at this moment.
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Oh, safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
Oh, they're taking me for a wild ride, it looks like. I just can't get over seeing that fucking emote. It's that one and the guy that like does this. Like, those are still like two of my favorite emotes, like on Twitch proper. And I have a soft spot for Keck W, but that's not a proper Twitch emote. I can show you the world. Where's my magic carpet? Oh god, they've turned into ice cubes.
Do not look at me so.
Yes, that one.
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still.
So a question about... I'll wait till this cutscene's over. I always have questions at like the most inopportune times.
Your time has not yet come.
The Oracle of Light. You shall enjoy this expansion in black and white. If I think a game could do that tastefully, if it's done correctly. Like, I don't mean like something like Limbo, if you've ever played that, like just black and white, but I mean like pulling like a Wizard of Oz type of thing, where like it, you know, it's a big point when it turns, and you can't have people playing like, you know, black and white for, you know, fucking 1,000 hours. There's a lot of purple.
From endless dreams I awake.
We've all been there with the hangover.
Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
I even like Dark Knight as a class. Again, I understand it's a tank. I do like the way some tank classes play. But again, I'll have to do work, you know. Is that the guy we first met at the very beginning of the game? Offering us wine and then the Moogle drank it? Certainly looks like him.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
This is the nighttime? It's fantastic. But it's bright as day.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time.
Even in the make-believe worlds, there's still a closing time.
And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when.
What an awesome... Like, I'm not a camper.
You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it.
How awesome it would be.
Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then.
To camp under a tree like that. What? Oh, for God's sakes. You're lucky Cartesian Cat isn't here yet.
Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you'd best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around.
Head east. Alright.
Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
I like the look of this.
To dizzying heights it rises, the gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light. The pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Shadowbringers. So as I was gonna say, you know how like when I finish this quest and it's gonna hand me a looks like to be a weapon. A coffer. Eye level 385. Is that dependent upon... Alright, so it's 100 levels above. It depends upon what class I am when I open it, right? To what I would get. So like obviously like the only things that are level 70 is this and Red Mage currently. So I mean if I waited till level 70 for Bard, he would open up I would assume a bow. But like depending, if I waited to hold on to have that at level 47 for the Dragon, I mean I guess that's a thing of like when you think about like you could probably make stuff that would be just as good, but this looks awesome. No chocobos though. All right, off we go. This looks really nice. This is exciting. This is what's great about gaming, man, and just that simplicity of stuff of just, excitement of starting something new, right? Regardless of what it is. This guy's gonna be like, what the fuck, a visitor? Music is great.
Halt!
Have we found our way to the bunny village?
Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not.
Look, I don't know women's hair, but just judging off of this, that looks like that. I mean, it looks fantastic. Okay, don't get me wrong. That looks like a bitch to maintain. Oh, okay, that's what I was my assumption. Yeah, like that took some work.
This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions. From where do you hail?
Oh god, how do I answer this? Gridania? Do you even know where that is?
Do you take me for a fool? No such place exists.
Should have gone with the no response. No response is still a response.
Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin, but instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass.
Is Dancer a melee class?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It sure is, Cat.
Gulp down the whole hand, ring and all.
Ranged DPS. Okay.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort him to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious fronts, is it? I should have known.
I like her outfit too. Very similar to mine. I actually would almost prefer, like, it looks like I sort of have the same thing. Like I was gonna say, like, like that's like a tabard. I would almost prefer to have like a cape to the tabard. But hey, look, beggars can't be choosers.
Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Well, thank you.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private.
Sister? Are we making fun of the way they talk? Are we making fun of the way I talk? Hey? Hey, Buddy Hoser?
Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons.
The way they talk, but also she's a bun, so she's sister. Wait, am I missing something? Is that just like another way of saying sister or a sister? I don't know what a sister is.
I had intended to bring you directly to my personal
Okay.
quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you were still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Are the other scions here?
That is a question with no simple answer. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you.
Before this gets too into it, let me go grab my beer. Beer back. All right, Cat. I didn't take you for a long horror of a run there. We took care of it within 5 minutes, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Europe. Because that's where you are right now.
Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
I hope he has beer in the Crystarium. I think that's got to be the biggest penis we've seen in a video game in quite some time. I feel like I fit right in. I got the same colors as everybody else. Well, this is pretty, Clark.
Vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
You guys look like you're living fine. What do you need me for? Have you been to Ulda? It looks terrible. It's the goddamn slums. And guess who's here to New Game Plus this wonderful adventure with you? It's me! I just did the cutscene you did, so you're all cut. Like, literally to a point. Look at that. And look at that timing. Beautiful. What? Bravo. You're not wearing anything at all, though. Or if you are, like, you're oh, yep, look at them. Yep. Oh, and back at me. And then back at them. Oh, yep, sure. Are you controlling this? What's going on? Oh, God, what? Where'd he go? Oh, okay. Just jumped up. He scared me. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarium. Now, so, I guess we party up then, right? This is a party on, Wayne, right? We do this together, right? This is how this works. Looks like you are a dancer. So the city of the first, not city of the fist, city of the first. So yeah, like if would I want to be using this gear stuff for my current guy, or like I sort of said earlier, like do I want to be putting that new weapon on for Gunbreaker? Just ride it out for what it is, type of thing. You can see in the rec. Well, that's my thing though. If it's I haven't opened it yet. So that's my thing. Like I think whoever I open it as, that's the gear it's going to be for, right? Like I would assume it's going to be obviously better, but it's just whether or not we want to stick with Gunbreaker for now, which we probably will, at least for the start. That gives us something to work with. Okay. But yeah, but then the other end of it is like I'm going to run into things and they're going to hurt, so well, I guess we'll see. Now, full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you to first gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world of its predicament. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Aetheryte, a convenience which, with I'm sure you already only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your Aetheric trail and find a connection to the source. Believe it or not, I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. If you I am not going to be one of those testers. How on earth would you get back here if you didn't get this, and then you're just like, I'm gonna go back to Gridania, I forgot something. After you've done so, walk up to the steps next to the Aetheryte and head out to the left to arrive in the crystalline mean. This is where you'll find our collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as the spokeswoman, Catless, one of the people you should meet. Another is Morin. To reach him in his cabinet of curiosity, you want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along the path until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I would like you to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He's found in the markets, which you can access from the opposite side of the 8th Right Plaza. In seeking each out of my colleagues, you will visit each of the major districts of the city, and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions were simple enough. I look forward to fucking it up. Very good. I concede. The layout of the Crystarium owes more to historic necessity than planning. I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discover during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There's an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you finish making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. Alright. I wonder, I was gonna take a quick peek. I don't know like what the people are going to have for gear here, if there is even gear. Oh, that's Purdy Clark. Okay. Have you ever heard of pants? Well, now you're just showing off. All right. So I guess you don't have to do all this fancy stuff, right? Alright, so then there was up the stairs and to the left to grandmother's house we go. I really am liking the music here. I really am. I like this place. I mean, sure, it's all grim and everything at the moment, but what do you have? Purchase items. You don't have anything except for a fruit worm, so you don't really have gear or anything. Levy mates, script exchange. This looks cool. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too. Thanks to us in the mean, we work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll be all handed to you on a plate like those Lemurian layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you some folk I've met. Still, can't quite pin down your profession. Where's it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well, I'll work twice as hard for you to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. So do they just think I'm connected, eh? is really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And now that Crystarium has begun, at the Exarch's invitation, buildings started growing up. And with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, and yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He's indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, a little bit more curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you've ought to contribute to the front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catalyst, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can't help keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Alright. She has taught us about life and the crystalline mean. Alright. So she says we can find stuff. Don't forget to touch any of those little shards you see lying around. The little shards. Did I miss one? Oh, like you mean the aetherite shards, like everywhere else. Okay, yes. I thought you meant like I was looking for little tiny things or something. I was very confused. Oh, following the blind is blind. Oh, there was one down there, but I'll follow where you're going. Now we get to figure out how to get downstairs. Don't we just yeet ourselves? Please don't tell me you just jumped. This place is pretty. I certainly see, like, the problem of, not so much in this game, but I do see it, like, say, in World of Warcraft, when I was playing that, was you have your artists and your developers spend so much time making a wonderful looking city, and everyone wants to go and spend time in their old city. Like they don't want to, you know, they come here for the very basic moment, and then that's it. Like, I get it. Like you're spending time making places, and it don't happen. It looks like we're going over here. Still looks like it wants us to be up. I am not sure. I had to trust you there. See if we can go in here. Looks like we can. Cabinet of Curiosity. Up more stairs. Then why didn't the quest thing say another thing up? Excuse me, sir. Have you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and, well, what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll, even a scrap of scribbled-on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin at your service. And this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception likely have informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating the manners of tomes, documents, and other vehicles of the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhaps a spot of academic research? Oh, so you have an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you'd prefer something visually to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment, I'll fetch it for you. Great, she thinks I'm a child. Just give me the Wikipedia. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson, then. Well, I think you just have to be a bajillionaire, right, Biscuits? And then you too could have one like this, right? 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of its tainted deed, light began to pour into our world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous, blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us, the Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Novrant, and Novrant alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvent's sky. Even now, they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. And thus did the world become what it is. Did you ever wish to hear the tale again? I would glad to retell it for you. Or if you would rather I speak on other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Alright, so we now know of the Flood of Light. I do like the addition of the jog. It's very nice. Too many stairs, though. Alright, so now we're going to the south, it looks like. Back in your day, there was no jog. Hey, I mean, I played back then too. It's nice that like this was sort of what was so sorely needed, in my opinion. Took them a little long in the teeth to do it, but this looks like a market of some sorts would be my guess. Maybe we can find some gear here that'll just get us through. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes gave you away. Welcome, my name is Braggy, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too floored by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for V's such as yourself, and finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. So that's actually what I'm going to want to do. I'm going to, before we run off somewhere, I would like to check out here to see if there's just something gear equivalent so I can at least jump on into that. And then that way, when I get something else up to 70, I won't have to... I'll have some nice quest stuff to adjust into. I'm sorry, did you say V's? Not familiar with that term. Yeah, I just thought I'd check, right? Obviously. Oh, something wrong? Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a Hume, and the taller one's an elf. That sturdy individual over there is a Galgant, whilst the one with the horns is a Drawn. And then you have the large, scally chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zune. Like, aren't these what I would just call beastmen? Yeah, like I was gonna say, like the only one that's normal is Hume. Which is apparently not the name you know by and by. So now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Oh! Hume is from Final Fantasy XI. I keep forgetting they changed that. So it'd be comical. I didn't see a Lalafell. But if they exist, that would be really interesting if they called them Terus, which is what they were called in 11. I can't remember. There wasn't as many classes in 11. Races. As there is in 14, but I do remember a few of them. I'm trying to think what the elves were called. There were two. I want to say there was only one elf. I can't remember. Elven. I want to say it was just simple, like Elven, Elven or something like that. I can't remember, but the same as the Exarch. Okay, well that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in the recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Alright, let's sort of see what these markets got here. We got Materia, Gemstone, Mender, a Shard, obviously. Grab that. We got an Apothecary, a Culinarian, Tool Supplier. Armor, that might be it. What was this guy? And an arm, so he might have weapons, so we'll stop at a couple places. Okay, so what do we got? Disciples of War gear. Level 70. Perfect! I mean, I got the money, so I'm not too concerned about that. We just gotta sort of find what we're looking for. Just right on into 385, eh? Okay. And I'm assuming a weapon. Deep gold gunblade at 40 grand. This is probably the most money I've spent in a long time. Don't forget the jeweler to your left. Thank you. Looks like I gotta wait till 72. That's the one thing they don't want you to have. But I guess. Should I buy them anyways, and then equip them, or don't bother? Don't bother if you're not going to be okay. All right, let's throw that gear on. See how pretty I look. Okay, still keeping with the look there, and that'll work. Let's get a good little look in the sun, maybe. Yeah, not bad for, you know, like just market gear, like quite literally. That looks all right to me. All right. Whereabouts we heading? Should we grab these other... Should we go down here, like, to the pendants to grab that, just so I don't forget it? Otherwise, it could be a pain in the butt to... if we forget about it. Oh, we got your typical market board and everything else. Yeah, I got that one. Head in the general direction. The Quadrivian. Now, usually these tell you when you get everything, right? So I feel like I'm missing one. I don't know which one I'm missing or how big this area is. We got that one, got that one. We got the main one. You'll get them eventually. Oh yeah, and then there's one there where there's handing it in. I don't know if we got that one. Alright. Am I going the right way? I hope so. I always love seeing novice chat talk about something they have zero fucking clue about, but they act as if they're, you know, they know everything about it. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? They did, actually. Yes, it seems you were treated as a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but it was necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted the details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the selfsame one you know from the source, transported to the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing, and although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Oh yeah, this is going to work out really nicely. It's going to save a little bit of money, so eventually when I do get something here, I'm assuming this gear is probably going to look a little nicer than the market gear we got. So yeah, I haven't asked up to this point, but how does it feel on an entirely different world? It feels pretty good. You know, like I said, it's anything that's always relatively new is exciting. So it's good to finally escape. You got bits and pieces of it, little bit of a taste in the last expansion. But sort of everything, like, sort of, especially in the end there, everything was starting to come back to, you know, Revenant's Toll and, you know, and sort of the where the Scions hung out. So, like, you know, Heaven's Ward was probably a little bit of a better of, like, even though it wasn't really off some distant planet like we are, you spent enough time in the land of the cold of the penguins that it felt different. Which was nice. So it's going to be nice to get something completely different. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That's a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however, and I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. So the tower's gate lies open then. Right, like that's what I'm saying, like they did a really good job with Heaven's Ward of making it feel different enough, even though like you could relatively go there very early on in the game, like not Heaven's Ward proper, but I mean like, you know, you could go to what was the name of it, Dragon something, I can't remember, but you know, like you could go there to level up and do quests, and then it wasn't really until it hit hard with that expansion of like, okay, like we're gonna go there. Well, yes, of course it can be open and closed just like any other. Does that seem strange to you? No, not now if the tower functioned in your time, but I assure you there is no danger of us being locked inside. Alright, so do we want to... I want to say, like, I feel like we didn't get this one, the Amano launch. Do you want to just make sure we get these, or do I want to continue on with the quest? I know you said we would come back here. I'm anal about these weird types of things. Like, if I don't get all these now, I feel like I will never, ever come back. Jordan, do you remember anything about the Crystal Tower raids you did with you way back when? So the Crystal Tower... Was that the one with the guy, I can't remember his name, but there was a guy that was trapped there, right? Like that was part of the raid, right? Like we met him, I think he had 2 different colored eyes or something, and I don't know, he was of royal blood. Was that the Crystal Tower raid? That's what I'm sort of trying to remember. That was the Crystal Tower. Alright, I have to just check this over here. If there's even a way over here, I have to check this. It's my own sanity, biscuits. My own sanity. You know what's a weird thing? I don't know if you, like how long you've used 2K monitors for, biscuits. But the weird thing to me is like, I've used 1080p for so long. I hope I'm not going too high. Is that like now like I have to set like the UI and I can't find like that happy medium of like, so you know, some things are fine, like my I'm happy with all of my my UI stuff for the most part, but some things just look still a little too tiny, and so it's just like I'm not used to it. Okay, that was all of them. Great, we got them all. Yeet. Oh, I gotta stop saying yeet. That will annoy me to no end. I have to get all of these shards, but I'm not going to use them. Oh god. Alright. Greetings! The Exarch awaits you within. Oh, it is humid today.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard.
Alright, let's get this going.
I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the Source.
Oh, we're supposed to get rain for the next like 4 days, so.
Hour in your home world, an entire year.
But it's still hot.
First, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time.
Is that about normal for when it gets super hot out your way?
However,
I know you guys are a little further south than I am.
3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
They've been here for 3 winters?
Even our more recent
Thancred's been here for 5?
and Alizé have lived in the first for almost a year.
Jesus.
My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling
Their concept of time.
to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was...
Oh god, he's like the Terminator. Did he show up naked?
Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are in truth merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
How? So I have to happen over the course of days for us, and it's been an actual calendar years for. So I was gonna ask of like, for one part, how long was it from, what was the last expansion? Regardless, how long was it for release? Stormblood, thank you. How long was it between Stormblood to Shadowbringers years-wise? Was that that's got to be at least a couple years, maybe a year and a half? Yeah, typical 2-ish years. So people waited that long for this, and then at the same time we're letting it sink in of like we're being told that like what seemingly is days from the previous expansion of like when we wrap that up to trying to do some detective work that like it's not like years have passed in real time. It's just like, you know, a couple days, right? And now we're finding like, okay, like over a period of a few days, to them it's been years. Like Thancred's been here for 5 years. That was like a day previous to like how long, like when Alice and Alphanode and you know, they've only been here a year, I think, and the other person was 3 winters or whatever. So 3 years, I guess they would say. That is crazy. Well, yeah, so my next follow-up question, what have they been doing all this time? Are they walking around? Like, can I see them?
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Well then.
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain. For it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity.
So are we in the future?
Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips.
Okay, so
I shall of course be happy
they're here
to
all
assist in these
fine.
reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
I would say so. So I gotta tell you, the mastermind behind the music of this game, Masayoshi Soken, composed the music for the later part of this expansion from a hospital bed while he was battling cancer, which just makes this entire expansion even more amazing. Is he still with us, or is did the battle with cancer unfortunately take him? It's not exactly the future. It's more of a timeline that happens at a differing rate than your own. Okay, and he's still with us. Fantastic, fantastic. What will I say? For the moment.
Excellent. You will not regret this.
Has he worked? That name sounds familiar. And although I haven't played much of their games, has he done a lot of stuff for Dragon Quest? I don't know why that like pops into my head for some apparent reason. It could just be simply something. It's not so much the Soken, it's the Masayoshi, which that could be just like the equivalent of the name John in Japan. So like I don't really know, but like
With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the
okay.
Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Sure. If this is my new home, why not? Oh, you stepped on my penis! Jesus Christ, Luigi, you're always scaring me. The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I've been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants, which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path here will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along. How you doing there, Luigi? Alright, off we go. Yeah, like the fact that it just keeps the jog, I'm happy with. You off today, or are you working? You haven't played this expansion, have you, my friend? Just watch oh, was that today? People have high hopes for Donkey Kong. They're hoping like this is like, I mean, I never played Donkey Kong 64 or any of the other ones. Like, I did love me the Super Nintendo ones, all three of them. They were great games. If it sort of brings back that memory, I look forward to. You know what's so funny?
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here.
It's funny. Just before we went off to drop my son off at school today, I was off in the bathroom with him brushing his teeth and flossing and whatnot, and he brings up the he said something weird. He was like he asked me about Santa. And he's like, Daddy, does Santa always listening and watching? And, you know, so I'm the good dad for someone who's 5 years old. I'm like, yep, you know, even though it's not winter, I'm like, yep, he's always watching and listening type of thing, right? And so, you know, he's carrying on like even now, and I'm like, yep, like he knows, and so type of thing. So work our way into the washroom, and he's like, do you think if I ask Santa for the Switch 2, And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Because he's seen the commercials, right? And he's seen a few things of, I think he watched when I was watching a stream of yours, when you were playing Mario Kart, and I had to explain to him, because he's like, oh, like, can we get that, Daddy? And I was like, oh, it's on the Switch too. I was like, we'll get it, eventually type of thing. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, he wants to Switch too. Not that I don't think that'd be an overly problem. I mean, I actually did see them. I was out shopping the next day after it launched. They look like they're... It looks like Nintendo is smart enough this time around to know, like, we know how to make enough. So, we're about to see one of your favorite scenes. It's a reaction scene. That means I gotta press a button. That means I have to pay attention. Yeah, like, they seem to be able to make enough. They seem to know what they're doing. So, it's just more so the money situation, obviously. But, oh, that thing ain't cheap. But this is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. I would assume, I know, like, it's not going to be forever.
Yes, you must be curious about the currency. Fear not, the gil you carry will serve you well enough.
I have to assume that they will probably keep the Mario Kart bundle through the holiday. That would be my guess. That'd be smart of them.
Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower.
So they use gil, well, they use something else, but they're more than happy to take my gil, so,
Some of which may be familiar to you.
Here, buy these phone cases.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld.
Why did he do that? I feel like that's like an in-joke that I'm gonna try to run by here. So like I'm gonna say right now, I'm not overly familiar with the currencies from dungeons with Final Fantasy. I can only say what I can say with World of Warcraft. And the problem with World of Warcraft was, much like a bunch of other MMOs, was every expansion would try to introduce a new tombstone, or tombstones? A new currency to get gear. And then the fucking end, like, I think, I haven't played, I'll have to ask my wife, she still plays it. I think they went back to, like, sort of like stop coming out with numerous things. People just want one thing. So is that sort of like the in-joke to it? He's exasperated because of all the fucking tombstones you needed to get gear in the throat re-expansion. And it's the same with this game, but Allegan tombstones or poetics are the overarching tomes. Okay, so they've sort of realized in this game to make it just one thing. Okay. Because I think I do actually have some, because I don't think I've spent any in a while. I always forget about these things.
Avan Kerm Sin?
Are you there, my friend?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
It's a fucking pixie here.
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task.
I prefer that. Like, I get why a game wouldn't want to do that, because the problem is, like, you'd have someone like myself who's not up to date with something, so you could run all of this old content and you're getting the tombstones or the tomestones that could be used later on. Like, all I would say is the simple fix to that is just like, hey, you can't buy the gear. Like, you can buy the gear, but you can't put it on until you're that level. So, like, let people buy stuff with the stones. So the problem is the poetics aren't really super useful in comparison to the new ones, right? Yeah, and then like what you could have is like, hey, look, like what I would do. I'm just saying what I would do. I don't know if this is how it works, but I would always give the poetics for everything. Even going forward, new expansions, I don't know how many more there's. Like, that's got to be the consistent thing. And then if you wanted to get slightly better gear, that's when you introduce the expansion currency of where, like, that you still get anytime you run the current content, and then that gets you different things. But always keep one and make sure that it's not money, because you still have to avoid the real money traders, obviously. Before I got my new phone, I had a poetic tombstone as my actual... Did you really? Oh, I'm jelly. I mean, the problem is, I really like my phone. I have a Motorola Edge, which is like is about as fucking third party as you can get, but the price was right, and I actually like it. But the problem is, like, you don't get the cool phone cases like everyone has, like with the Samsung phones or the iPhones. To a lesser extent, I even found some slightly better phone cases with my Google Pixel when I had that, but do you know how fucking hard it was to find a particular case for this phone? That I'm very anal about what I want from a phone case. I don't want a bulky piece of shit OtterBox. I want something that you still have the use of the phone, where like it doesn't add a bunch of weight and it's easy, and that people can see like it's a particular thing. But someone at the grocery store saw it and once chatted me up to the game about 10 minutes. Oh god, that'd be wonderful. See, I always feel like it wouldn't be fitting of this game, but I always feel like how, like, in World of Warcraft, there's very much of like, you either play for the Alliance or for the Horde. And that's like the saying of, like, if you've ever run into someone who plays World of Warcraft, that's always like, you for the Horde? Or I am for the Alliance. But in this game, there is no differing, stuff about it.
This fine,
which is fine,
is a friend from a distant realm.
I always didn't like it because of, if someone, like, I was always an Alliance character. I don't like the look of the Horde characters. But eventually, like, as the game moves on, like, there were some cool looking race designs that were part of the Horde, and I was like, oh, like, that's cool, but every character, then you can't interact with someone that's part of the Alliance and whatnot. It's just death.
And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from his home. Might you be able to assist us?
So do I get my own ferry? Is this my Legend of Zelda Navi? Wow, it looks like you had to use like some type of weird text. The best viewers on whatever the fuck that is. That's the first one in a long time I've seen. Thank you, Biscuits. Miss Rainbow got mad at you yesterday?
From beyond the rift. How wonderfully exciting.
What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did. You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me. And
She blocked someone like that without asking me. So I'm gonna chime in with my streaming expertise that I got. When you make someone a moderator in your channel, Cloud, my approach is that I trust my moderators to make those decisions without me having to make that decision for me. Like, I trust them to know that they know what to do when that happens. So, like, are you, like, why did she get mad at you? I need to know the context of this. Like, are you annoyed that you weren't asked when she got rid of a bot? Because, like, to me, like, that's a given. They followed you. Oh, so sometimes, like, bots will auto-follow people. Some people have channels where, like, you can't interact with the channel unless you follow the channel. I'm not sure if your channel is like that or whatever, but I would never question, like, first of all, I would just put it out this way. And to be fair, if that was me, I would, like, I'm a moderator in your channel. I wouldn't have even fucking asked you either. I would have, if I see someone come in someone's chat that I'm moderating and says best viewers on blank with some shitty link to something, I'm gonna ban them to oblivion. They don't get it. They don't get an explanation. But that should be that should be known. That should be the take. Yeah, because otherwise, as Biscuit said, that what's the point of having mods if you can't trust them to make decisions for? I want them to make decisions for themselves. I wouldn't have them as moderators if I didn't trust their takes on things. But why? I don't understand. Why did she get mad? So they followed you. You didn't get mad or anything, and then she got really quiet, and then I texted her and asked her what's wrong, and she ignored you. I'm trying to understand the context. What? Wasn't she just doing the thoughtful thing as a moderator in the channel? This seems a little childish to me. I'm trying to understand this.
But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Oh, sure.
Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isnefis, and you my Snayak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other.
I even asked her how my voice was coming through because I had the microphone really close to me and she wasn't saying anything.
Raise your hand.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go for like a prop or something.
'Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of
I am no longer like Link, and I'm no longer the boy without a fairy.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the source to inform them of your safe arrival.
I mean, I know it's super hard to do like on the fly, Cloud, Luigi. What I would simply do, like to test out your stream, because I've told you, like you still come off as very quiet. I didn't hear you yesterday. Very briefly. But like, for your program that you use, you should have like a streaming and a recording, right? Like running underneath each other. Just do a recording, a local recording to your computer. So like play the game you want to play, have all of your settings the way you have them, and then just have a conversation like with nobody. Just talk as if you were talking like I do. And then when you play it back, you will see all of the issues that may be a problem on your stream, and then that's when you make the fix. Like, oh, am I too quiet? Am I too loud? Am I clipping on the microphone? Because you can't, as much as like the information that you get from Stream Elements or OBS or whatever it is that you use, like some things you just can't tell from all of the information it gives you. So you won't know until you hear it yourself. My next advice would be is like, I don't know, because you don't have a webcam, and I won't get on anyone about not using a webcam or not. But if you use headphones, you are able to hear yourself while you're talking. You can monitor yourself if you want to. That's another big thing. Monitor yourself, because you will hear. If you don't hear yourself, that also means nobody else can hear you. Even though like you can hear yourself talking. But my guess would be is something like that I found through my days of streaming too, is like a lot of streamers miss this, even the top streamers. Like I'm telling you, there are a lot of big streamers, thousands of viewers who do not use this, and I really feel like this is the secret to getting this right. Ducking your audio. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that term, but it essentially means is like, I duck my audio over my game audio. So what that means is when I am talking, the game audio is going to lower, and it's going to allow me to be the main point. And then when I'm not talking, the game audio goes back to it being the normal volume. So that if I ever want to share a thought, it's always going to be, it's going to overlap and go, okay, the streamer wants to talk, we can lower the game volume or whatever other volume it is. But you gotta look at those things, and those are different for everybody. It depends on how you talk. It depends on the games you like to play. It depends on what type of hardware you're using, what type of microphone you're using, whether you're using a microphone like this, whether you're using a headset. All of the ambient other things that are around you that you have to think about. Do you have a giant air conditioner that's going to be raining upon just a bunch of noise constantly? That's why it's hard to help people and look at a setting that's on YouTube and just go like, oh, I can follow these. Audio is the most important thing in streaming. It needs to be done right, but you have to do it yourself. I can guide you, I can help you, but you have. It's a lot of mixing and getting stuff right that works for you. So I just thought you try to guide you in the right way. And believe me, as much as I think I've nailed my audio, there are times when I still think I could do improvements. I'm sort of in that stuck spot of where I'm afraid to touch things because it works relatively well enough for me that I'm afraid of really tinkering with my settings more so and fucking it up, if that makes sense. But let's send a message to Tataru. Who the fuck is sending messages to Cryo first? Are you kidding me? So how do you say?
That was Feo Ul of the Pixies.
Feo Ul.
Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium.
So, the way that the pixie seems to work is the pixie is able to communicate between our two worlds, and so they can, I'm assuming they're going to go and tell Tataru, hey, don't worry, the Warrior of Light is okay. Like, you know, we didn't go for a big nap or something. I assume we, like, disappeared, right? Like, we're not in that other world just having a nap. So, like, that's going to be the one little difference of, like, all of the people, like, Alphanode, Alisay, Thancred, who else am I missing? Urange? All these people that are napping, they're in that other world, like our normal world, but they're sleeping. And then they are somewhere here in this world that we haven't met with yet. Like I would assume in a physical sense. Walking, talking, making a small fort out of used mattresses.
Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we?
It smells funny in there. No, it doesn't. Yeah, if you're around maybe on the weekends, maybe we can get something going on the weekend, Cloud, of where I can help you out. I just, the timing of everything just has been, you know, the schedules don't always work out type of thing, but I am off on the weekend, so maybe we can find something to chat over Discord and figure some stuff out. And you are able to set up a private stream. I don't know if you know how to do that, like basically one that goes out, doesn't tell people you're live, but you're live, so like you can actually test something out, and you know, I could go on and watch that and tell you in real time, hey, like you have to adjust this, you have to adjust that, and open up your OBS or your Streamlabs OBS live, so I can tell you like, oh, move this slider, move that slider, do this, do that type of thing. But that's why I say like recording is just as good, because your recording is going to be no different than your stream. So that's why I say start there, throw up a game, hit record, and just start talking. It doesn't have to be an hour long, like it could be 10 minutes, but you're going to know immediately like, oh, the game audio is too loud, I don't hear it that way. As a result of our pact with Fail-Ul, you now have access to delivery moogles, market boards, and summoning bells while in the first. I apologize that that quest took me forever. I was yapping, biscuits. I was yapping. So, is there a place for me here to exchange the tomes? Like I said, I got max here, so I can buy some things. I got 2,000 to spend. Not here. Okay. Oh god, these are giant steps that are not meant for people of my size. You have to wait a bit for that. Okay, that's fine. Again, if I'm probably going to start getting those, that's maybe something of like when I start playing in my off time, to maybe use them to level up, get better gear for myself. You know, for those other classes, right? Make that life easier. Ah, there you are. I was just finishing the matter of your accommodations. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay. Just make sure you see fit. When you're ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we'll reconvene in the Ocular Anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. So essentially here I have everything that I would have in my normal areas, right? I got a room, I got access to the markets. Save that 2,000 and invest in Bitcoin. God damn it, Iceman. Too late for Bitcoin. This is a little late for you in the day. Didn't you be off in your backyard, a porta backyard, or whatever the fuck they call it, like halfway high and halfway drunk or something? Thank you for answering my call, Bastion. We're denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. You'll broker a deal cash only. Absolutely, you're the only person I can trust. A pleasure to meet you, sir, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready. You care to retire? Sure, retire to my fucking quarters, if I care. Fresh fruit? Unless it's waxed fruit. Are these fake windows? Can I go outside? Wow, they actually let me look outside. How's the dildo factory doing, Iceman? Same old shit, different day? For all intents and purposes, that's what I refer to as work on the stream. That's where we work, right? As for what we do, I am in quality assurance. I'm the one that sits on the steel dildos to make sure that they just hit the right spot. I don't know if you do the same thing or not. Come up with whatever you'd like.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Is this the same? Remember when we had like the dark versions, the Warriors of Dark? And there was them? Is that the same guy? Or is this a different guy? You know, that's a lot of period blood, but it might just be his time of the month. I love how you always ask questions in the middle of dialogue. Well, I mean, that's how I work here, right? That's how it works. The Warrior of Darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
I can see you, for fuck's sakes.
Oh, gods, how long has it been?
Oh, I don't know.
That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness.
This guy's got such, like... I like the armor. Keep it simple, stupid. But he has such tiny feet.
My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back.
Your name is Ardbert?
If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood.
Just as long as this has nothing to do with the flood from Halo, that's the worst thing. Just as long as it has really nothing to do with that, and then an annoyance of what that was, then I'm fine. I am paying attention. That's why I talked when he was not talking.
We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrand. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
Can't hear you.
100 years. 100 long years.
What is the timeline of that? What's he referring to that's been 100 years? Like, I know he just said, like, the flood, but I mean, like... That's exactly what I want. So between the events in Heaven's Ward and now, it's been 100 years here. Okay. Because, like, this... I don't have access to a fucking DeLorean or an old man with a coriander on his head telling me that I'm thinking I'm trying to sell him a fucking magazine subscription or something. It's... Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to, like, contemplate how long it's been for us, type of thing. So he's been in, like, this world for 100 years? Oh, sorry about that.
My hands find no purchase, My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured.
Can you get this armor set? I really like it.
If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end.
This is where Wolfslayer would come on in and go, yeah, I can make that for you. And he'd make it all the fucking colors of the rainbow. I'd really looked quite fucked up, but I can't be mad at him because he went through all the hassle of making it. It was probably expensive. But then I'd be forced to wear it because then I'd feel bad if I didn't wear something that someone gave me for free.
Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Imagine having to never have to open a door in your life ever again. Ugh, what a world to live in. Can video games ever get it right of how people sleep? Next, people are going to tell me that they sleep on their back like that. God. Of course you do, Lothars. Oh my god. She's dead. That's right. Dead serious about going to Itchy and Scratchy Land. Why don't I? I don't know. I mean, I think I will generally just lay down like that. But I don't sleep like that. Over here? No. It's only when the cat is pay attention to me. Oh, okay. One of those deals, eh? Alright. I am doing well, Lothars. Thank you for asking.
How did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
Actually, I wasn't able to get any rest at all, and some warrior of darkness came on in, and I could see him and I could hear him, but he couldn't touch anything, and then he walked through the door without opening it. Hi, DJ. He went through all the trouble of getting the Ethernet shards and then doesn't use them. That's how he's... Look, it's the same for me and like, you know, even in the Trails game. Sure, I could travel, fast travel, I like just walking. I like just exploring the areas, okay? But I need to have access to them if I need them, okay? I had a ghostly visitor.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
Wait, they're not here? Oh, God. Fucking fetch quest.
This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light.
One beer ain't gonna do it today.
The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland.
The limited run games Sky Remake Bracer box is sold out. I feel like that sentence just tells you everything you need to know about it. A limited run games, that's the company, right? Are selling the Bracer box and it's sold out. Sounds like it's sold out. Were you able to get one or no? Not even, you have an entire world to discover. Oh, okay, well, lucky us.
To the north is the fairy kingdom of Ilmeg. That is where you'll find Urianger.
Oh God, they're like in each own little area. Did someone give them each their own castle or something?
To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest.
Look, it's been a long time since I've gone somewhere to buy a video game that wasn't on Steam, essentially. Can you not go to a store anymore and buy like a limited edition thing anymore? Is that not a possibility to just like go there on the day it comes out and go, hey, I want to give you a lot of money and I want you to give me that limited edition thing. Does that not work anymore? Am I too old? Has the world passed me by? They're bad at getting stuff out in time. And I assume what you mean by that is you don't think that you would get it from their shipper on launch day. I mean, to be fair, Amazon sometimes doesn't get stuff out properly when things are supposed to come out. Oh, am I supposed to be paying attention to this again, Biscuits?
Neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty.
Apparently, if you got a Bracer box, you're supposed to get the game at the release. Wait, you're supposed to get the game at the release of the game. The rest of the box you'll get in November, December. Does this thing not come with the game? I was reading about this on Reddit about the Borderlands like collector's edition. Not that I'm interested in Borderlands 4 at all or whatever, but they're selling like some type of collector's edition that doesn't even include a copy of the fucking game. You know what? Just give me everything fucking digitally. Everything. Just give it to me. Put it right into my veins. They're shipping the game separately. Oh, okay.
As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium.
I don't have any more physical space anymore.
Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement.
I've never even heard of Pinbox. I've heard of limited run games, but I've never heard of Pinbox. Is this the type of thing that you can't get on Amazon? Like if I just type in bracer box on Amazon, is this not something I can get?
Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armarang.
You had ordered a collector's edition from Limited Run and it took a year after. Jesus Christ!
They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters.
Not on Amazon. Is that by choice of like Niham Falcom or Nisa or whatever the fuck we call them nowadays? Like, or is that Amazon that's not interested in that? Or is it truly limited that if you put it on Amazon, not enough people would get it? I have no idea. I assume they make millions of these things and they just tell you it's limited.
In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
Gung Ho is doing the Sky remake? Like that's the developer? So it's not even actually being made by Nisa?
So, will it be Calicia or Armarang? It matters not which you choose to visit first.
Oh, like, I don't even get to choose, like, I mean, like, just, here, get on your chocobo and explore and pick where you want to go. I have to tell you where I want to go?
Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount.
Also, there's a Golden Tee collection coming out, it looks right. Golden Tee, like the arcade golf game? Like the thing that had, like, the little ball that you would go, whoop, woo! That? Maybe without the woos? Alright, so they're different quest lines.
But you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters.
A new companion, eh? So Thancred's out there getting sex on the regular. Everyone else, not.
Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
See, I feel like with those Golden Tee things, that's the type of thing of like, that could look great, but that's part of the fun in that game is playing like on the arcade thing. Like if you just want to map that to like a mouse click or a game controller, that's a little bit weird. Digital Eclipse, wasn't that where Drew Scanlon went after he left GiantBomb.com? You're getting yourself a new tablet? I'm assuming it is not an iPad, because you probably would have said you were getting a new iPad today. The leg coffer. There it is. Quest Sync. Certain quests employ an automatic level adjustment system known as Quest Sync, which adjusts the difficulty and experience awards to your current level. Please note that when accepting certain quests, a message will appear indicating that you may not proceed with a class or job that is different from when you accepted the quest. In this case, changing your class or job will prevent you from... Oh, jeez. So it sounded like you're gonna have to make some adjustments here of like, you know, I'm sure it's not every quest, but eventually it is going to get to a point where we want you to, what is this? The Scion Traveler's Attire Coffer. That's the glam gear Tattery gave you at the end of story. Oh, okay. Does it look cool? I'd have to go back to my room to put it on. Alright. It's pretty neat. Okay. Before I get into this, I want to get another drink. I'm going to go pee and pee all over the seat because I cleaned it. So that's just the way it's going to have to go because why not? And then I'm going to clean it because that's gross. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to go pee and get a drink. I'll be right back.
Committing a crime of the first degree. I'm not pretending. You're
Hello. I just wanted to check something here for a moment. Game capture. Properties. Capture cursor. I want to. Does my cursor buy? People probably don't even think about it, but I'm actually curious to see if like it actually catches the cursor. Oh, it doesn't now. I feel like that's a little bit better. Wanted to look at that. All right, so we're gonna pick where we're gonna go. That's gonna be it. And I could have sworn, DJ, you know, everything comes back to wrestling here. I could have sworn that, did I not just read that SmackDown was going to be 3 hours? I thought I read that on Reddit. Not that Reddit is my go-to for news or anything, but usually that's Fox News. I was a little confused. You know, there's a special point for me in searching for Alpha Node. You know, he's the first. The Crystal Exarch is eager for me to meet with Alpha Node. I am too. Let's head on in. You will visit Alpha Node in Kulicia then. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the best coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction, presented to Zem Jirnma, the Master of Beasts in Terminus Rookery, and he will take care of me. When you see Alpha Node, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. So I guess I leave, and then I can come back and do the other one. Cat, if you're still listening, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. At what point, Ms. Biscuits, do you realize this
gonna leave a mark.
This was a poor decision of you to follow me along? Like, aren't you gonna reach that point where, like, God damn it, Jordan, I really would like to play this game
5 o'clock somewhere.
a lot faster than you currently are, and I just can't do it. Reached into. I just wanted to, like, I just want you to know, like, you have to know what you're getting into, right? Like, as long as you're okay with that. Like, are you? Like, I have to ask. I said I'm gonna try to really play this at least once a week. Are you just going to play this with me? Like, obviously you can do other things. Well, I do other things, but like it's you're gonna try to keep that that notion. That's cool. Thank you. Your face is unknown to me. What business do you have in my rookery? I got this letter. Please don't give me one of these things. I want a ground mount. I want to ride on this guy, even though he's not a mount. I want to ride him. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Oh, yes, I can provide you with an ammo for passage to Kurushia. I will pick out a friendly whelp. So not a chocobo then? A chocobo? You hail from one of Novron's most isolated settlements, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little elves. But here in the Crystarium, mounts like that gray fellow there are far more commonly used. Now, seeing as you plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it's best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring that you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. I feel like they don't really do flying mounts overly well in this game. Maybe it's because I'm not really flying. Bruh. Oh, wait. Hold on. I know what you wanted me to do. No. Oh, what? Sorry. Ethernet, internet. Bruh. There we go. We went over here, right? Just want it to be crystal clear. I don't like being forced to use these things. Christ on a cracker. Oh, you guys have the best sayings in America. You want to fly an Amaro to Kalusia? Well, I suppose if Master Jemai is going with you, sure. You can also use the ether compass to assist with locate. Oh, for God's sakes, this is still a thing? I still gotta find the fucking currents? God damn it. I thought we'd be done with that.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment.
Please continue, we'll catch up.
Faint and fleeting drifts.
You know that you will not have a lot to catch up on, right?
And
someone will get me started on wrestling or
beyond
something.
The broken earth, a city beckons.
Kalusia. All right. We've arrived. This is the Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Kalusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Elmordian elite have fancied themselves masters of what remains of our broken world. They've gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say the ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority. Oh. And while we are not at war, our relationship with Ulmor is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I'm glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should be made finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. I will not pay attention to any of this. I'd rather ask my chat what they said. Okay, so it does look like I can at least take my chocobo here, which is good. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ivor. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kalusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of time that will let him know that you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. Yeah, Miss Biscuits was also saying like it was going to be super hot, like upwards of triple digits for her in the Mario Land of Oz. It's going to rain here. At least the last time I looked, Luigi might be able to say so, but it's super humid. So it is summer coming though, so there is that. So you know, it's you know, this is global warming thing. It's not going to get any better. So when they were talking, they were meaning this thing, not this city, right? Oh God, I forgot I had to fight people. I hope they don't murder me. Been so long. See, I told you I'd get in trouble before this would happen. So I feel like I wasn't going to die there, but it was, oh god, these hobgoblins, they won't leave me alone. I feel like, I mean, I would love a ride, but at the same time, I feel like I should probably explore the area so I map it out at least, type of thing. If that makes sense. What are you after? Fish? Crab? Think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere, but got taste for him. Oh, I do live me a bit of time. Chuck some in the pan and it's a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Do I have the Final Fantasy 15 car? I do. I do. Alfnode, eh? I know the one, young champion of the downtrodden. Yulmore's richer than all of Norvan put together, but it's a different story for them living outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. Why? I can hazard a guess to where he is now. Get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. It's the fishing village just up the path there, and looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and see that Alfnode joins you. Okay, that sounds good enough. I guess things will be a little bit easier, obviously, with you leveling on up around. I just wanted to see how badly I was off, like if the levels were terrible. They don't seem to be terrible, so I seem to be more than adequately being able to murder a giant Goobooboo. Pretty cool they added Final Fantasy 14 quest into 15. Wait, they added a 14 quest to 15? I have to play 15. Alright. Oh, I was like, this person does have a quest thing, and then I'm like, where the hell is the thing I gotta go there? Jesus Christ. I mean, I bought the Windows edition when it was on Steam on sale, so I mean, I will play it. I think that's the full version that's got everything to it. I am excited about it. With time, everything will be played. It's your first time in a tavern. It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What'll you be having? A beer, please. Ale. A fine shows. And what'll you be paying with? Gil? Well, now those are exotic. Where'd you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't think they have any value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbor, so we'll just have to come to some type of agreement. Here's an idea. There's a common over to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have, so what do you say you do a little bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find and, Morty, visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me while sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like he's not. Do that for me and you can laze about here as long as you'd like. Okay, now look. I've perused some bars in my day, and it's a nice touch that you have a couple of tables here, lady. But you really need to add some bar stools here, okay? Like at least 10. Okay? And then maybe people come and drink at your establishment. Okay? Look, you couldn't trouble Caddy over here to fucking make a couple of bar stools? Like, I'm just supposed to overlook that? What the fuck are you riding? A fucking dinosaur? Look, I gotta tell you, quite frankly, the first things first of any established city, whether how downtrodden they may be, is they're gonna make sure that their tavern is A-okay. Okay? Okay. Good talk. I have no idea who that was. Some type of cook, I would assume? Chef, perhaps? I just know Gordon Ramsay, and the beer meets food guy, Guy Fieri, Anthony Bourdain. Those are the names I know. I don't watch Food Network, no. I watch sports, and I play video games in my off time. And YouTube, obviously, I guess. Maybe you need to knock louder. Well, obviously, knock louder then. Oh. Well. I know of them. Like, so like, I know of Guy Fieri. I've seen things of his, because everything's on YouTube now. So, like, I've seen his diners, dashes, and dickaroos. Like, that's on YouTube now. Anthony Bourdain, I don't think he was ever on the Food Network. He was on the Travel Network. Of course, he's passed as well, but I've seen his shows, which was also on CNN, which was another one. Parts Unknown. Who else did I name? Gordon Ramsay, he's on Fox, but also a lot of his stuff is on YouTube. So, like, I would say, like, of the stuff that I know of, I generally just will watch it on the YouTube. She did the show Worst Cooks in America. I mean, you know what would get more people watching is if you did a show called Worst Cocks in America. I'm here all week, folks. I don't even think, like, he's a cook, right? Like, a lot of those people are, he seems to be, like, a good, like, again, whether you agree with the guy or not or whatever, but, like, I last saw Guy Fieri on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they seem to go over some decent things. Like, he seems to be more of, like, an entertainer than he is maybe a cook. Like, I would assume the same thing of, like, I'm sure there's people out there who don't really like Gordon Ramsay's cooking, but obviously he knows somewhat of what he's doing. I mean, like, you know, there's a bunch of stuff. He slapped his name on dumpster nachos that you could buy for $60 and then they were fucking garbage. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, there's obviously going to be that. And I would assume the same for, like, going to, like, a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. Like, you're just paying to say that you ate there, right? But, hello, Miss Rainbow Sparkles. How are you? Are you going to talk to Luigi? Because he said that you banned a bot and now you two aren't talking again. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot right now out of nowhere, but that's what I do here. You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to bust on in and save the day, brave adventurer. You were a little upset, still no text. So let me be here as the person that will mend the relationship, you know, these minor things. I have very little context to this, Miss Rainbow Sparkles. I'm led to believe that a bot may have come in to Luigi's channel, and you as a mod, you banned them. as any moderator should. And then I didn't understand why you're not talking to each other. So I'm missing that important context. I need that filled in. Like a Boston cream with semen. Okay, that sounds like a proper moderator job. Now the response? Why are you two not... what am I missing here? I feel like I'm not getting the story. He said something about like it was following him. I don't care if a bot is following me. If they're gonna come in and say, you know, things that they shouldn't, then I am confused. I can shut up about this too, by the way. I can go back to playing this game. I'm starting to think whether I want to even understand anymore. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't even been in for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Brad Marchand has been in here? Oh. We're not even... Okay. Not even carrying on. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to scare off Miss Rainbow Sparkle like this, but maybe we'll get to the bottom of it. Oh, yeah. Oh, there was show off there. Hey, you can't barge into these... Did you just not tell me how badly off these people were and you just busted through their door in your mini airship? God damn it. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? No one was there. You on a chocobo has no room to talk. Alright, fair enough. Gone? Huh. Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Galetown, outside Yulmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Tommy Dreamer. Well, never mind that at all. Take a seat wherever you'd like, dear. And you've more than earned it. I'll throw in another drink on the house. You know where I would love to eat and drink there, Thiva? At the bar. Where these bar stools could be. Okay? You want me to sit at a fucking table with my guest here? I mean, I guess. Oh, she's gonna give us the absinthe, isn't she? And then it's gonna end up like the movie Euro Trip. And then we're gonna be like, you made out with your sister!
Mistress Theva.
Who's dressed like the native? This absolutely is Alphanode. Absolutely. He didn't go barging on in there on a chocobo, shitting everywhere.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Oh, I thought she was gonna like call him a different name or something. I don't know, maybe it's not him. We're acting like we don't fucking know. I mean, I recognize that fucking alfalfa look anywhere.
'Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
So I'm just gonna say, Miss Rainbow Sparkles, can you not explain it to the class right now? If not, that's fine. I don't wanna prod. But it just seemed like an overly simple thing, and I can't put the pieces together here to explain or understand. But and now, fortunately or unfortunately, Miss Rainbow Sparkles with biscuits has now Maybe she can explain to us what's going on.
What, just like that? Oh, Alfie, no, you really are a dear.
Luigi, I don't think you're winning this one. Maybe we just eat it. How about that, right?
Before the pests move
As
in.
men, sometimes it's our job to just, you know, all right, whatever. Let it roll off the back.
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma.
Oh, I didn't say anything about winning, Luigi. You are a man in a relationship. There is no winning. There is no Charlie Sheen winning. There is no warlocks making an appearance. You don't win. You tie at best. That's what's going on. So it's best to just go chin up, all good, and we carry on. Jordy, it's not my place to explain, but I'm happy to be confident to Miss Sparkle, who felt she could talk to me about one-on-one. All good. Luigi, we drop it. That's the end of it.
It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we'd lost you.
Alize said much the same thing.
Here's what you do, Luigi.
I've ever had such a scolding.
You go to your fridge, and you grab one of those Sapporos that you have in there. You crack it open, and you enjoy it. That's what you do. And if that doesn't work, you find the stronger stuff, and then you pour yourself a shot of that. And just like Homer Simpson says, to alcohol, the cause and fix to all of life's little problems. You put on some pogos in the oven and also playing Paper Mario 64 while watching you. What the fuck are pogos? I feel like I'm missing something here.
But I believe an exchange of news is...
Yesterday were Hot Pockets, where the Americans didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. Now there's pogos. Corn dogs. So why didn't you just say corn dogs? Alphino, please sit down. I'm missing having a beer.
I see. But the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true.
Urianger is in this world too, right? I didn't miss that spot. It's Urianger, Alphanode, Alice, Thancred. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody else?
By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon
Ishtola.
employed by the Garlean Empire.
I forgot. How could I forget about the fucking best cat girlfriend out in the world? Thank you, biscuits.
Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Asians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more.
Oh, and I will say, DJ, yesterday I was, while watching the Edmonton Oilers lose, because that was about to happen. I was able to do all of the trials, and I finished Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I was able to get those two things all done last night. Still got work to do, obviously. I played a couple of games of Vantage Masters, a couple games of Pom Pom Party, but you know what the worst thing is, Lothards, as being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, and like, you know, obviously, like, you know, realizing like that they were probably the hardest team that Florida had to play, and that they couldn't, you know, obviously they couldn't beat them. Like, Florida deserved winning, right? Like, and now, like, to see, like, you know, it's just been a fucking just garbage, you know, Edmonton looked like they didn't show up to sort of like Game 7 against the Maple Leafs. I don't know, I sort of felt like the trial key stuff, there really wasn't any story stuff to it. It was pretty much of like, here's your group, here's who we got to take off, and, you know, here you get your crafts updated. But
Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means.
But I will still keep the important things. Like, I'm not going to do Project Tierfing. What else was there? There was obviously the Daydreams. Those are going to be important. And then obviously all the stuff that's in and around Crossbell that we'll have to do. So there's still lots to do, obviously. The fact that, like, I think it was, I'm not a fan of his, but, you know, the Spit and Chicklets people, but I think it was Biznasty, like, when they had the NHL on TNT, and they had Bettman on, and he was making a point of, like, are you ever going to fix the, like, you know, the fact that everyone's going to Florida to play because they don't have any state tax? So, like, as we were sort of talking about taxes, like, yesterday, of, like, people who are playing in Canada, and relatively, you know, if they're playing in Ontario, they're paying like nearly 50% of tax to play here, as opposed to like, what, 20% tax if they play in, say, like Florida or whatever. And like, that's why we can't get like these people coming to play for any team. And then Bettman said like, oh, that's not a problem, you know. Where were the complaints 20 years ago? No one was complaining then. It's just like, well, you know, people realize how much money they were leaving on the table, for one. But yeah, Gary Bettman's always been a guy for the owners. He's never been a players commissioner. So it's one of those things of where it's like, you could hate Gary Bettman, but it's you'll never win that argument. As long as the owners of the teams are making money, they will forever keep Gary Bettman in.
And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course.
Like, it sounds like Atlanta is going to get another hockey team when they've already failed and lost a team previously before Canada gets another team. But again, when you think about it on that aspect of, like, you have to remember from an owner point of view, like in Canada, it has to absolutely work off the cuff, because right away you are losing 30% on the dollar from the second you start of having a team in Canada, like, because everything works off of USD, right? Yeah, I believe it's within the next 2 years they are looking at giving Atlanta a team again. They have another owner in place. I believe downtown Atlanta, I believe, has either a new arena or the arena where the NBA team plays. But yeah, they're seeming to give another team to Atlanta. Yeah, at least try like a new American market at least, right? Like, don't give Atlanta another one, for fuck's sakes. Although, to be fair, I mean, I think the Atlanta Thrashers became... Was it Phoenix? Yeah, it was Atlanta who became Phoenix, right? Or Atlanta who became Winnipeg, right? Like, Winnipeg went to Phoenix, and then Atlanta got a team, and then the Atlanta team failed, so they gave a team back to Winnipeg. And now Phoenix has failed. That became Utah. It's very fucking confusing. And now they want to give another team to Atlanta again. Like, it's fair to say, like, look, a team didn't work in Quebec, a team didn't work in Winnipeg. They gave a team back to Winnipeg, and now they've realized, like, oh shit, we must go to every fucking game, even if we're dog shit. Show that we support it. Quebec should probably get another team, but to be fair, they do have Montreal, and, you know, that's fine. Oh, they have, like, an AHL team in Atlanta? I don't know if that... like, here in Hamilton, we used to have an AHL team, and then... and now we've just renovated our arena here. It's been a long time since I've been to our arena because, quite frankly, there's nothing happening there. But I think always the secret hope is to get an NHL team here. I don't know if we could really hold one here. I don't really know. The most... Like, I myself, who lives in Hamilton, I would go to watch a Hamilton NHL team. But I'm not going to cheer for them. Like, if, like, I'm still going to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Like, you can't get away from that. So I don't know if, like, you'd lose, like, that support type of thing. I don't know. You're going to be 33 next March before Jordan finishes this cutscene. Fitting.
Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion.
I mean, but is that where the Atlanta Thrashers played before? Was in the Hawks arena? Like, because that's going to be weird if, like, they don't, like, build them a new arena or whatever.
I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail.
Look, I told you! We will finally get time to enjoy all of these games in their entirety properly when I retire. Okay? There will be nothing to worry about, nothing to go on about. It's just games. Sure, I'll be 60-something, but there's time then. And hopefully at that point, my son is at least able to walk himself to and from school, university, whatever the fuck that is. Wait, hold on, I'm 43. Hopefully he's not in the house, but if he is, fine. He's gonna be one of those kids that's gonna pop on in from his bedroom and he's gonna be like, Dad, you've been streaming for like 30 years. It's probably time to just like wrap it up. And I'd be like, no, it's my time to shine. I'm retired now. I can't even imagine what the streaming world will look like then. Oh, I mean, I love my son too much to have him change my diaper if it comes to that. I'll just get a hot nurse to come by and do it. Surely my Canadian healthcare will get me a hot nurse to change my diaper, right?
But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the source and the first, be facing an existential threat.
I mean, if it even comes to that, I keep hearing that 2027 the aliens are coming, so... I don't know. I think that's a little too personal. I mean, I know I hear of like older people like in, you know, like they gotta do stuff for you know each other, but like that's where I would draw the line. Like hopefully me and my wife and you know we're healthy into our 140s. Because I assume that technology will be better then, that we'll all live to be 140. Because that's how old I have to live to play through my backlog. But yeah, I don't want to have anyone doing that. I mean, my hope is that eventually every chair just becomes a Japanese talking bidet. Right? I don't even have to get up to do anything.
One being sin eaters, of course.
I wouldn't even have to put it on the be right back screen. I would just be doing it. That's probably a little too on the nose.
They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but
Streaming live from the Pens Nation. I mean, maybe by that time, I'll actually get proper sponsorship. Could you imagine?
That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore.
I'd sell my soul for a Depends sponsorship.
Capital city to what remains of the world.
Depends and Ensure are my sponsors.
Authority.
So how about this? How about this? I need the trifecta of sponsorships, okay? I need Depends, Ensure, and a beer sponsorship. And they all just make a full circle, right? I drink the beer, and then I shit myself, which causes me for the need to have Depends. And because I shit myself so often, I need to get my caloric intake back while having some Ensure. But then I get sick and tired of the Ensure, and then I have a beer, and then just the circle of life continues. You know what? Bud Light could sponsor me. Why not? They seem to be, they seem to be unable to recover from sponsoring a trans person, and I feel like they don't deserve that. But people can be weird. So you know what? I'm always here, Bud. I'm always here.
If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
What is Malort?
And so we take to the road once more.
The people who were so mad about that and the rainbow cans dumping them down the drain, like, y'all are real stupid. They already got your money. Death in a bottle. That sounds about right then. Yeah, I have a good chuckle about that. I know people who, who have that thought that they'll never drink a Bud again, and I'm sitting there like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Like, I just shake my head. Like, I don't even entertain these people. But I don't know if I said this before, of like, not that I ran into it, but I made a point, like, I want to say it was last July 1st. I went to my in-laws. Not that they're those types of people, but I made a point that I bought a 6-pack of the rainbow beer to bring to the barbecue, just to be that guy. But luckily I'm related to good people. It tastes like dookie covered dookie that set out in the sun, mummified and got rained on, uncovered in fresh dookie, liquefied and bottled. Mwah! What a bouquet that smells like. Sign me up, biscuits. It's horrible? Oh. To each their own. Opened arms, closed gate. Look like characters AFK. Sorry. Assuming you have no objections, let's make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite our best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, then cross a small bridge. I mean, it just came out on Xbox, right? It's not selling overly well on Xbox, at least is what I see, but it's good that people are getting... What are you, riding a fucking bed? Jesus Christ. Wait, stop. I need to see how... No, don't come back. I need to see, how are you sleeping on this bed? I thought when you passed by me that you were lying, like, on your side. Okay, we can continue on. Hey, look, it's WWE new sensation Iguana guy. Kalusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in the distant world, people are much the same. Ah, to think, whatever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all of its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me! Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Oh god. Is a fucking iguana attacking somebody? Don't worry, lady. I'll attack you from whatever the hell this thing is. So when I fight something like that, I was just gonna say, do you have to do it yourself? Or, obviously you were able to just attack the same thing. We do it as a party hearty. That's fantastic. My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings. But I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madame? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before that brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. I gotta see this city Yulmore. I mean, it sounds like people don't want to go there for whatever reason. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crony like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had but cobwebs and memories. Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? A brief history then. It was not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared, some beastly Islam Butus. Yet regardless of their form, all seem incapable of speech, and all are driven by some insatiable appetite for moral ether. They are predators, and we are their prey. Kalusia suffers from few far attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of Sin Eaters' victims grow longer by the day, a tragedy without end. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. I know, like, for the more areas you interact with, the faster you go on your chocobo, but I feel like I am going extremely slow. Is this how slow people went in the game at the very beginning? Do you have everything at level 100 biscuits, or is there a few outliers?
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond.
Oh, most jobs you haven't even unlocked yet. You only have a few at 100. Okay.
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
You stuck with 6 job classes throughout the game and didn't really do much with others. Only Summoner, Dragoon, and Gun. Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad then. See, I'm almost like I haven't unlocked everything yet, and I still would argue, like, even though like I'm up to date with what the level of the content I'm doing, I still haven't found that class that I feel attached to. It sort of feels like it changes going throughout the expansion, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how it is, like, which is weird. Like, I would feel like after, like, what, 100+ hours, possibly even 2, I'll have to hit the play and see how long we've played for, like, that you'd think I'd find something like, I'm happy, like, this is my class. Like, it's weird. Like, in World of Warcraft, my character is a hunter. Always, always, always. I never get away from it. I like it. I love it. That's my character. But in this, like, I can't point. Like, I can't find that same common ground as to, like, this is what I want to be. So you're getting there all slowly, but you just finished your 2nd Cyberpunk playthrough, so my goal is to go back into this game and actually focus and get stuff unlocked and leveled. Okay. I think the thing is with this game...
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please!
That like I don't think it's just like the pet aspect. Because, like, for this, it's the summoner or arcanist that would have like that pet aspect that the hunter has in World of Warcraft. But it's finding that, like, that class that I like, that I'm like, that's it. And I don't know if I either haven't played as it yet, or maybe if I like it, but then it's like, oh, but you're a tank and I don't like tanking. I don't know. Zorn and Thorn?
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
Did we stumble on into the circus?
Was there anyone? What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged, and so they are picked over like market produce.
throwing this one back? Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
What do they choose people to go live in the city or something?
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
Is Mio bread or something? Bread that's shaped like a caboose.
For you.
Oh, Lord.
Enjoy.
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let us just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Huh. How long is a cyberpunk playthrough? Wonder why it got so dark in the room just now. Look outside and there's a massive storm cloud heading on overhead. This looks like we're in for some rough weather today. Now that you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught, the dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I wonder that. Well, mayhap you should take a turn into Gatetown and judge for yourself the situation. So if you do all the side content, which I'd highly recommend, you're looking at about 100 hours. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, I didn't want Mount Roulette, goddammit. I wanted Minion Roulette. Yes, I have the Phantom Liberty. Yes. I mean, to as I've always said, the all of that those polls say are what I'm gonna play first. All the games that always show up on my polls are games that I will play eventually. It's just whatever comes first. So if it's Persona 3 Reload, that's what's gonna get done. So be it. But I mean, quite frankly, it's just good to hear that something like Cyberpunk now is not in the state it was, from the very beginning when it launched, right? I think Cyberpunk is fully voiced. I could be wrong. I don't know about Persona 3 Reload. I would assume the majority of that is voiced. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, but it's safe. And the mule is the best thing I've ever tasted. Is it? As much as I love CD Projekt Red, not played much of their games, I still want to play through The Witcher and whatnot, but I might wait till they do like the remakes of 1 and 2 before I play 3. I don't think CD Projekt Red can afford another Cyberpunk. Like, they have got, like, Witcher 4, they have got to get right the first time. They cannot have another cyberpunk fiasco. And I think they know that, obviously, right? Like, they can't have that be an issue. So it looks like there's some side quests here, obviously, but I mean, I already see the shitty group of people bringing up of like, oh no, Witcher 4, I have to play as a woman, oh no. But, you know, get over it, you fucking idiots. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, Cyberpunk was a little different than what they know, right? Like, you know, I don't know if CD Projekt Red's made other games other than The Witcher, but I've seen enough people talk about The Witcher as a franchise, and especially Witcher 3, that like, hey, it's a good game. I feel like Cyberpunk is a little bit of a management problem of like probably what happened there, of like it was released when it wasn't ready, they wanted to hit some certain marks, and they paid for it, right? So like, you know, you gotta hope like management realized like, oh, we probably shouldn't do that again. Like, it's have the Nintendo take on games, like the Miyamoto take. It's done when it's done. It will come out when it's ready. Like, don't put a fucking date to it and just say like, yeah, here you go. Like, that's not, you set yourself up for failure when you do shit like that. So if they've learned that, and they allow the Witcher 4 development team to make it work properly, then I would have very little issue with that. But like I said, like, I know they're remaking Witcher 1, so like, you know, that'll be my intake into that world. I've played Witcher 3. It seems cool and interesting, but like, I've never stuck with it like to play it because it seemed like a good enough game to stream. But it's also like, I don't know if I can, like, is the Witcher series one of those weird series where like, do I have to play 1, 2, and 3? It's all Geralt or something, right? So like, I feel like I have to play 1, 2, and 3, and if they're remaking it, I can wait. I got lots on my plate. You've seen what Gatetown has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal, and believe Yulmar is the answer to their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. Cyberpunk was wildly different from them. I don't have a loss of faith in them, quite honestly, because while it was trash on release, they did everything they possibly could to fix it and make it an incredible game. Some developers would just say fuck it and move on. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I tend to think of someone like an EA will probably be the developer to just say fuck it and move on to their next thing, right? That's what I've heard, is that like Witcher 1 and 2 are a little too old, like sort of like how my take is like with Persona 1 and 2. Like, I do have a limit to how old of a game I would feel comfortable playing. And it's weird because although like a platformer is something different, like I have no problem going back and eventually playing through like Mario 1, 2, and 3, Mario 64, playing the old Legend of Zeldas. Those are different things, but once you get into that 3D realm, like, games have to be really done right. And what I've seen of Witcher 1 and 2, they don't look like they passed the smell test for me. Like, so I'll wait. Like, I know they're remaking number 1. My assumption would be if it sells well enough, just like the Trails in the Sky remake, that if it sells well enough, they'll make Witcher 2. Witcher 3 is a good enough game that they don't have to remake that, and then Witcher 4, we move on with it, right? You know, that'll be when I'm 97 years old, okay? I hope I can hold a controller without having to shit myself, okay? That's something we're looking forward to. Oh. I disapprove. What will you say? You disapprove of these people's way of life, or I disapprove of Ulmor? I mean, I don't like the way these people live, especially so close to the city. Disapprove. It frustrates me, certainly, but that's only a part of it, though. The whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters. I mean, however unjust the system seems to be, if these people claim to be content with their lot, it's hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Ulmor's lagresse have doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they're all forced to seek refuge in Gatetown, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and unattended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I'm convinced that Ulmor's generosity truly serves the best interests of Pelusia's people. Just working the turkey through! Yeah, like, when was Witcher 1 and 2 made? Like, even as something of, like, if something was old, I like to dive into the mods of the world to see if, like, that's something that maybe fixes something, but I feel like even those are super old to... No mods are gonna make that fine. 2007. Yeah, that's old. I am not so naive to think that there is some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Ulmor's gates. It is fortunate that you have arrived when you did, Bastion. I've been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should come soon to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes it home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they've called, and though you and I have known them as Sahagan, for the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugani, business favors the bold, and as so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? I mean, surely even the most jaded Ulmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet them on the shore. What have you meet me for the exchange? Or make the exchange, sorry. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first then, we must pay a visit to Moshe Moa, my supplier in Wright. Come on, it's just northwest of here. Uh-oh. You unsure about me? And they're like, they've started like, you know, preliminary work on Cyberpunk 2, right? The Whale's Breach. So what is it about, like, look how fast you fly compared to me. So what is it about, like, the old Witcher 1 and 2, like, how they play? Like, what is it about them, how they play? Like, is it just, like, old school? Like, what? Like, 2007, like, what was that? Right, console-wise. Did they come out on consoles? Maybe that's where my first mistake is happening. So assuming they came out on consoles. Hey, like, these people are living well. Look at these people. They got homes. They got fences. They're doing all right. Their systems are just a bit jank, to be honest, and it's very stilted in some cases. Okay. It's just not as smooth as some newer combat-focused games. I mean, I've even read... I don't know if, like, it's just because I haven't played enough of Witcher 3, like, very, very early on, but, like, there are mods for Witcher 3 that change the combat because some people just don't like the combat, which is weird to me. Like, that seems like an impertinent part of that game, but, like, they make it still a little bit more simple, I guess. I don't know. Is there something I can do for you, my friend? Oh, good day to you, Moshimoa. This is my associate Bastion. We're here to collect the produce I purchased. Hey, I loaded your lackey on up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad? Short blue hair? No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know the details, I just assumed... Oh, confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You'll find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I'll take the west. Oh, night shift's gonna be rough. Hey, look, it's Groot. The one problem with working night shift, now you still got to get up at 7 a.m. to take a kid to school. It's always weird to me of like when a company sort of suggests that they're going to remake a game, specifically something like a Witcher 1, and then not like dedicate like, oh, and by the way, we're also gonna make Witcher 2. Like, it's sort of like in the Trails in the Sky remake. Like, I feel like you sort of have to dedicate yourself, like, unless it literally just sells like nothing. I think, like, you know, even though they haven't said, like, you have to say, like, look, we're gonna make Trails 1, 2, and 3. Like, that's just part of how it's gonna work. Yeah, school in Canada, or again, I can't say Canada, but school in Ontario, where I live, runs until the end of June. Search the surroundings for a male mistle with short blue hair. You may have the camera. You may move the camera as well and zoom in, zoom out. Target is a likely suspect. Inspect him with the left mouse button. Do I think they're making an Ocarina of Time remake? That game is so important. Like, Nintendo is such a weird company. There's so many things that they could print money with, and they choose not to. And I understand, like, you know, like, sometimes you have to leave certain things as is. Like, I will share, like, I am someone who's dabbed into the world of especially on the PC. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Zelda's Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask have been decompiled. What that means is that the source code of those games has been, I don't know if it's leaked or if someone has done the work, but it's been decompiled by someone on a computer, and so they have all of the code of that game. And so I have them. They're not emulators, but someone has essentially taken that source code and built it from the ground up and made it look nicer. It works widescreen, it allows mods, and it looks great, and I look forward to playing them. So I don't know if, like, Nintendo is sort of like eerily aware of something like that and goes like, look, someone has done the work for us, so why bother, even though they're not benefiting monetarily from it. But also, if they're happy with just like what Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask is. Like, you can play it on the Nintendo Online service, and I'm sure people do, and they're happy for it just from a nostalgia point of view. I don't know. Like, I would love to see them do a proper remake of it. That'd be great, but I don't know, like, if that's on Nintendo's radar at all. It might not be. I don't know. I would like one, speaking. Yeah, I feel like, this has been explained to me before, so it's not like it's not much of a summer vacation. From what I learn of in, you know, it just works better for our particular climate. Like, I mean, you know, America and Canada are two giant countries. The weather tends to get warmer for you guys in America earlier in the summer than it is for us in Canada. So you guys are not getting any more of a summer vacation than we are in Canada. It's the same. It's just it's a different time. That's all it is. Like May's been a terrible month. So, like, it wasn't warm in May. So, like, if kids got off in May, they would have had a terrible summer. A terrible start to their summer. The weather was not nice. Now, that's not the norm. Usually May it gets nicer, but relatively, for all intents and purposes, the nice summer weather here is July and August, and then it starts to taper off. Again, depending on where you are. Like, you could ask Biscuits, you could ask Lothar's, like, I'm assuming him in Saskatchewan in September. He's probably known to have snow in September. Like, that's not fun for a summer break, but that's just how it is. We're not getting any less time. It's just the timing of it. And we tend to get more... We have more holidays than you guys do. And we get more PA days, and we have more time off in between. Like, you know, we still have, like, you know, I'm sure you guys get the Christmas break and the spring March break, but we get more days off sort of scattered throughout that you guys don't get in America. So I gotta find a Mistil youth with short blue hair that's made off with Alphinode's produce. Track him down. Does anyone want to guide me as to where he would be? Oh, Draggy's with this. Oh God. I guarantee we get more PA days and everything. No, that's the thing. That's him right there, is it not? We have located our quarry. It was not difficult to find. I mean, to share this, I mean, when I was in high school and in college and university, it's the same. I'm done school in April. So I don't know if that's the same in America, but like that's a pretty set, like you start in September, that's relatively the same. But we go to April, like mid-April, and that's that, then you're done school type of thing. So yeah, I always remember like traveling, like, you know, with my family when we would go to America when you didn't have a fascist president. We would always go in late August, because all the kids were in school. So like, you know, nothing was busy because in America everyone goes back to school late August, and we didn't go back to school until like the second week of September, usually after Labor Day type of thing. So you get a week for spring, which is, yeah, call that your March break. A few months off for summer, 2 weeks for winter break, and some other holidays off. Yeah, like we get the same, like usually it's 2.5 weeks off for the Christmas break, a week off for March break. As Lothar said, our Thanksgiving is in October, so you get like a long weekend, but there is a lot more, like, judging from my son's schedule and calendar of the school year, the amount of weeks that he has a long weekend, like, you know, whether he's got the Monday off or the Friday off, like, those happen a lot more often than when I was in school. Like, we did not have the amount of PA days that he has. Not even close. He probably has triple the amount of PA days. A PA day is it's a day off of school, but usually it's only a day off for the students. It's usually it's a working day for teachers. So what it is, it's without getting overly like in the union talk of everything of teachers and whatnot. Teachers need time to come up with the curriculum for their classes, markings of tests, grading of stuff. So what it is they can't do that in their normal teaching day. So what they get is they get a lot more of those, so where they can do their proper teacher work of without being the kids present. But we have a lot of those. So yeah, like when I was a kid, you had like maybe 4 of those a year, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Like 4 was probably on the end of it. Like nowadays, it feels like they have 7 or 8, to be honest, through a school year. So they have like, it almost feels like one a fucking month. So any sign of them? Yep, I saw him. That is to say, I seen him. You've got a keen eye. Let's move in before he makes his escape. Yeah, usually like the parent, I mean, again, my son's only in kindergarten, so it's not really like overly a thing, but it's funny of how like they had, like when he first was in junior kindergarten, they had, you know, hey, we're gonna, you know, the parent teacher thing, and then like they sort of realized, like, I don't know, again, if that's like just because he's in kindergarten, like what on earth are you really telling me? Like he either gets it or he doesn't get it type of thing. Like this isn't important like it is for like, you know, grade school type of thing where like, you know, it could be a problem. But so they sort of realized, they more so adjusted to of like, hey, why don't you tell us if you're having a problem and then we can adjust it and see if it's a school problem.
There you are.
Yeah, they were always in the evening, like after school.
Claims the harvest on my behalf.
As the Simpsons would say, you don't know if you're getting pizza after your parent-teacher conference or poison. And then Homer said, "Oh, I'm not making 2 stops. No poison pizza."
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and
so do they not have like teacher professional days? Like I see like you did, but like do they have them like often? Like again, I say that like it's very much a union thing. Like teachers here in Ontario that I can speak for, they have a very strong union. Like they fought for those things. Like that's they get annoyed of having to do things in their own time, which is fair. I don't want to work in my own time, and I don't. So why should any other education or educated person have to do so for their profession, right? It only makes sense. So like, it's fair that they get these separate days to do so.
No
take care of work.
No one gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell.
Wasn't your mom a teacher though, DJ? Don't you remember like your mom like going to school on days when you didn't go to school?
no matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it hasn't really changed. At least not.
What is your name?
Here.
Kai Shear.
Like, I mean, it's been this way in Ontario for probably 20 to 25 years. But again, each city, doesn't even have to be a state or a country or a province. I mean, literally every city has their own way of how they address their education system. So,
what of the Christarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be yours.
That had to have been very weird.
That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Ulmoran's interest.
It was weird it got Cook every class ever since she taught home economics. I was gonna say, I was like, unless you lived in a small city or county, or that, there's only one school available type of thing. I mean, usually most schools would not allow a parent to teach a child a class. Just obviously for the merits of it, but like, when I did, I was forced to do wood shop making and home economics, and we had to go to a completely other school. Luigi would know about this. We had to go to a different school because I guess like it was very odd. Like we didn't have that at my school. And I always remember, like, what a shit, like, it was so terrible. I remember, like, we'd go and do the home economics thing at a different school. We'd be bussed over there. You'd do your woodworking, which, was fair. You made something with wood, and you got to take that home. I always hated doing the home economics thing because you would make baked goods generally, let's all make a cake. Let's all make cookies. And we never got to take them home. And it was always like, God damn it, you just knew like they were like, the joke was that the woman that was running the class, like, the joke was that, she was taking them home type of thing. And I don't know if that was the truth, but like the thought was like, we make this stuff and we never got to even enjoy it. And you're probably giving it to the other, to at least you hope it's going to the school in some way, shape or form. But like, that was always ridiculous. We made muffins, had so many leftovers, and when I got one, and I lost my hat and went to go back, and she was eating her. Oh, yeah. See, I heard the rumor, I never saw it, but I was like, what kind of garbage is that? Where like everyone just like, you get to make what you made, or you get to take home what you made. Like, what is this garbage, right? Could you imagine like the
give me your place.
The workshop teacher, the workshop teacher would have been the same way of like, oh, here, you're gonna make a candle holder, you're gonna make something, and like, oh no, you don't get to take that home. I take it, right? Like, sure. No, instead it would just teach you how to fucking bake, right, biscuits? Like, useful shit. Heaven forbid.
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I remember we learned baking, cooking, how to sew. I think that was basically about it.
I understand. Oh, thank you.
How to sew, is this the 1930s? Hank Hill is angry at you somewhere. Teach me how to fix an AC unit. Where the fuck did you learn finance?
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shir, it was the difference between life and death.
Finance was never fucking brought up in any of my education.
I do not regret my decision.
Like I remember in high school we had a business class, but they just taught you about business. They didn't teach you about finances, taxes, or any of that shit. Oh, very different home economics than I had.
We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved.
And then in high school, not that I ever took part, but
came at the cost of one man.
not that it was also like home economics, but it wasn't like, do you remember like in high school, did anyone else have like the parenting class where everyone was given the robot baby that you had to take care of? Not that I partaked, but like, and you'd just be in a class, and there would always only be like 1 or 2 girls that would take the course, and in the middle of fucking math class, the baby's fucking screaming, and someone would come on over and go like, you'd have the odd teacher that'd go like, "Can't you shut that thing up?" And then there'd be the relative bad kid that would go over and smack the robot baby. Oh fuck. And then they would whine and cry more. Oh, fuck me. Never had to do the baby thing, thank God. I know others who did, but I didn't have to take that elective because I was already in band as your elective. I'm trying to think what the fuck my elective was, but maybe it was gym. I don't know. Meanwhile, Lothar's is learning accounting. Well, that's not who you are. Drama and computer. Oh, see, I took computers. Maybe that's what I took.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending.
Yeah, we just learned typing.
Shall we return to write then?
And how to build a web page. Here, come learn Java and HTML. Is that a body?
I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
You did band and art? Oh, I did art too. I never really thought of those as being electives. I just thought they were things I had interest in. Had teachers tell me those would get me nowhere, and I needed to learn how to take care of my future child husband. Look at me now, successfully a decade as a graphic designer and no kids. I mean, you just gotta keep drawing those veiny penises though, right? Alright, I am going to go see what this dead body is all about, and then we are going to wrap it up for Final Fantasy XIV for the day. I've got to go make my work lunch. I have to go pick up a small child. I have that unicorn thing too, Just, I never pick it. Yeah, see, like back then, like the South Park thing is sort of like comical, but it's sort of right of like, it's not the way to show kids this is the way to live. That's a giant bison. It's no M bison though. But like the thought of like a woman learning how to be creative and make a design, like heaven forbid, right? Like Jesus Christ, is this the fucking world we're in? Hey, Mr. Crab. look at that, an ether current. Don't mind the body, this is more important. Should take care of the worst of his injuries.
Mercy. Mercy, I beg you.
Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. This poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me on into the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Valtry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, asked me what I meant to do. Rejected as I was, I told him I wished to leave. Little did I know that as soon as he would grant me my wish, they flung me over the balustrade and into the goddamn ocean. From up there? How were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask. Luck, I suppose, though if you hadn't found me when you did, I wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous, and the citizens condone such barbaric punishment. Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Valtteri passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. Oh. This is where I'm going to bounce out. Sorry, biscuits. You'll forever have to wait forever. It will be the year 2072 when we finish this expansion. You'd head back to the city for a rested bonus. That I can do. Teleport to... where would that be? The Crystarium? Sounds good to me. See, I don't even think of these things, these rusted bonuses. Up to me. Already too late. I can't make these decisions for me, but here we are to enjoy in front of the crystal. The aetherite, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today. I will be back most likely Monday. No. Fuck, I work Monday. Wednesday, probably. But there might be something maybe on Tuesday. I don't know. What day is it? God, I forgot what day of the week it was. I'll be back tomorrow. It's only Wednesday. Tomorrow, Pokemon. Friday, Reverie. Poof. But yes, I will. I might be on. I might play something of this regardless. But yes, tomorrow Pokemon. We'll be back with that. Won't be super early. I'm coming off of night shift, so maybe 11ish, 12ish. We'll see. But Pokemon we're usually only good for a couple hours before I fucking lose my mind. But as always, as Kenny Omega says, it's time for me to bounce out and say goodbye and good night. Oh, you stepped on my penis! Peace out, my friends. Later, taters. We're out. See you tomorrow. There it is. Bye-bye, everybody. Stacked sound effects for the